Hello, everybody. Welcome in to another episode of Talk More with Matt Morrison. Of course, I am Matt Morrison here with you today, and I have a special guest here with me. I have Coach Bernard Scott from the Ursuline girls team. Coach, how are you? You hear me okay?
I'm good. Can
Coach?
you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you loud and
I can
clear.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, okay, yes, I can.
All right, sounds good. How are you today?
Doing good. Hold on.
Oh, oh, having technical difficulties, everybody. So we're waiting for Coach here to get things figured out. Should stand by, everybody. Can't hear you. Well, as Coach gets everything figured out on his end, we got a lot to talk about here today. I'm gonna have Coach on here. I'm also gonna have another special guest on here. He's been on here before. I'm gonna keep it a surprise as Coach is back on here. Coach, still figuring things out, but head coach, we're going to be talking about his tournament bracket, of course, and other things as well. Can we hear you? Can I hear you?
Hello?
There we go. Can I hear you? I can hear you.
Right there? I can hear
I
you.
hear you.
Can you hear me
You can
now?
hear me? We're all good? All right. We're all
Okay, I hear
figured
you. I'm
out.
sorry.
Good. You're
I'm
fine.
sorry
It's
about
all
that. I
good.
couldn't hear you.
It's all good. We're all good now. Coach, how are you doing today?
All right.
You, how's everything going today, Coach?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no problem. It's an honor. I've called a couple of your games before. I called your Badger game, and then of course I called your game
Yeah,
against St.
everything's
Vincent
going
St.
good.
Mary.
I can hear you, but I'm not sure you're hearing me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I can hear him. We're working things out
Yeah,
here. Oop.
two good games back, but I can hear you, but can you not hear me? Right there, Matt?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me? All right,
Yes, I
sweet,
can.
sweet. We'll work with it here. Um, it's
Sorry
all
about
good.
that.
It's all good. Um, we're gonna talk about you guys. You're getting ready for your tournament game here. You guys are playing. Looks like you're playing Aurora. If you want to talk about that a little bit, your matchup against Aurora coming up here very soon. If you want to talk about that, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we're actually we're playing them tonight. Yeah, it should be. We're playing them tonight. It should be a pretty good game. They have a really good point guard that kind of runs the show for them, but she has solid.
I hear you. What were you saying there?
No, we play good point guard.
Yeah, it. Yeah, I mean, I've taken a look at a little bit of their roster, but you
Uh,
guys, I mean, you got a lot of workhorses on your team. Lily Scott's on your team. How you gonna prepare to go after them? This is coming in and out. Ooh.
do what we've been doing against the ball defense. So we're excited about the opportunity to get started in the playoffs. Atlanta Smith is playing really well right now, which is helping us out big time. And we're just gonna we're just gonna go in with our game plan and try to execute it.
Coach, this team, it's been one of the most hardworking teams I have seen this year. One of them, most definitely. What does it mean to be at this stage time and time again with girls like these on your
It
squad?
means a lot. It means a lot. It's always good to see the girls perform the way you believe they're capable of performing. And I think for the most part this season they've done what we've expected. But they work hard. They work hard in practice. They work hard in the games, and that's something we demand as well. So it's just a culture that we have here. Um, so it's what we expect.
Good, good. In the games that I have seen you guys in, and I've watched a couple on the network as well. No matter what the score is, like your girls continue to get on their assignments. They show no quit at all. How do you like implant that into their minds? Because sometimes that's just not easy to implant in somebody's mind to like, hey, no matter what's going on, never quit. You know.
Yeah, no, for us, I mean, we're always going to do what we do. Whether we're up or whether we're down, we're always going to try to play the way we want to play. We're built on defense, so everything starts there with us. And if we're able to get going defensively, I think it helps us offensively. So, like I said, it's just a culture thing. It's what we expect for the girls to go hard while they're out there. We expect them to defend, and we expect them to make it tough on the opponent when they're out there.
Yes, most definitely. Um what have during the course of this season, what have you and the girls have learned a lot throughout this season? Oh, he's coming in and out. Oh, we had him there. There you
Ourselves,
are.
I think playing this, yeah, we've learned a lot about ourselves playing the schedule that we've played. We've been challenged in just about every game, and we've played a ton of different teams. So we've seen a little bit of everything. And I think what we've learned is just we're able to play against anybody, and we're able to adjust if we need to adjust things on the fly. So it's a team that last year didn't win many close games, and this year we've won quite a few of them. So I can tell that we're growing as individuals, but also as a team.
Yes, and I've seen that as well. I'm looking at your schedule now. A lot of close games. Against Salem, tough losses against like Salem, but I mean, good games against East and Cardinal Mooney as well, and even the Canton Central Catholic game you guys just played in. I've noticed that all those close games, and I've called other teams, like for instance Badger. Badger. Coach
Hmm.
Lavelle Turner's a great program over there. They've been in a lot of close games as well, and they've battled them out. And it's been really impressive this year. The
Hmm.
teams I've seen that keep close. What do you guys got to do to keep playing at that attitude? With that attitude, like, hey, we're gonna stay close with you guys. I don't care who you are, what your record is. What do you got to do to keep that rolling?
Yeah, I just think we got to stay the course and stay focused on us and doing the things that we're supposed to do. I feel if we stay focused on our responsibilities and what we can control, we'll put ourselves in a good situation to keep moving on in the tournament. So, and that starts tonight. We need to be very disciplined defensively tonight, playing against Aurora. And if we're disciplined and we play the way I think we're capable, I think we'll be able to advance.
Well, what has been most memorable for you this year with this team?
I just think seeing the players improve from the year before. We were 9-15 last year, and I felt we could have been better than that. And then we came back with pretty much the same team this year. and we're 15-7. And I just feel like for me as a coach, it's fun seeing the work pay off. It's fun seeing your players improve like our players have improved. And it's also just a joy once again to be coaching and coaching a good group of young ladies.
With this good group of young ladies you have, what goal do you have in mind for them, whether it is districts or even if it's not districts? Just what goal do you want you and your girls to reach when your season is over?
Well, for me, I think we can make a run at districts. I think we're in a good bracket for us, and I believe in our team that if we play the way we're capable, that we can play with anyone out there. So districts would be our first goal, and then if we get to that, we'll see where we go from there. But for me, it's just one game at a time. We can't
Mhm.
get the districts without winning this first game tonight, and that's the main focus today.
Um, I've seen I've seen a lot of teams run into through like some mid-season problems, and like, have you guys if you guys have any in-season problems, like, you can go into that a little bit, but if you have, what adjustments have you made to get past, like, those over those mid-season humps, like, what which I've seen a lot of teams go through, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's just sometimes teams hit a wall. I'm not sure that we've done that yet. I think we've had to kind of really stay focused and stay the course because of our schedule. The
Yeah.
schedule that we've had has been really tough. So it's really hard for us to, if we hit a slump at the wrong time, you're going to really see it in our record and our scores. But I don't think we've hit that bad period. I think we've been pretty consistent with our play. I really believe the past few games, I mean, we've won, I believe, 12 out of our last 15 games. So we've been pretty consistent with how we've been playing. So knock on wood, no issues
I'll
yet.
knock on wood for you.
And hopefully they don't come. Yeah, hopefully they
Yeah.
don't come.
So, saying that, um how have you avoided those mid-season humps, like you've like the tough schedule and stuff like that? How do you keep on stuff like that, like, hey, if we have one slip up, we know we're going to fall into a deep hole? How did you keep your girls just out of that and just on their assignments?
I think for us, the way our coaching staff approaches everything is just the same. I mean, we never get too high, we never get too low. Whether we're winning or losing, we're kind of we stay the same all the way through, and I think that helps our girls as well. If we come in kind of over the top with things, then they could probably feel the pressure of needing to win or whatever it may be. But we've just stayed the course, stayed how we've been since day one, and I think it's helped our girls to stay that way as well. They know what they expect when they come into practice. They know what the results will be if they perform the way they're capable. So, and I think winning helps when a team sees uh, gets the wins that we've been able to get. I think they start to realize like this is fun. So let's continue to keep that going.
Yes, and I've seen that with a lot of teams. Like, they're just going out and having, just having some fun, playing basketball. And in what way do you and your coaches kind of implant, like, hey, it's a fun game? How do you go about that, per se? Do you have any fun drills or anything like that? Do you like fun at practice, stuff like that? You award them when they do good things, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes when we're doing our shooting practices, uh, we have a pretty good time with that because we do quite a few contests. But on every scouting report, we finish the goals with have fun. And on every pregame talk during the game, we finish with go out there and have fun. So we got a fun group anyway. They tend to figure out their own way to have fun. Um, but we just try to keep it light. We try not to get too high or too low, and just try to, stay the course.
Ooh, now going back to the having fun and the actually going back to the goal, like you were saying, districts and stuff. Do you think that fun mentality will get you to your goal even quicker?
Well, I think it keeps us loose. I think it
Yeah.
keeps us loose, and
Okay.
when we come to each game we gotta play in, I don't think we're too uptight because they're a loose bunch anyway. So I think it helps with just the mood, the feeling, the vibe around the team. So I think it definitely can help because if they're uptight, it's going to make them probably struggle performing. But if they're loose and just having fun with everything, I think they don't take things too seriously. I think that helps.
So, Coach, just a couple more questions for you here. I know you're on your break. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So, a couple more questions for you. So, the whole mentality, like, is there any like rituals or anything like you and the girls do before the game? Like, hey, like you keep doing this specific thing or something like that, like to keep things going. Anything uh weird or cool like that goes
Yeah,
on?
you know what? Not Yeah, not for me. I don't know what the girls do
I
before the
like to
games,
know
but
about this
I
stuff,
know when we're together, I don't do too much. I give them a pregame talk, and you've probably seen some of the videos of
Mhm.
us talking in those pre-games, but I try to give them something motivational, and just try to get them hyped up before they go out there. But other than that, I really don't have any rituals. I just give them what I feel they need to know, and then they got to go out there and perform.
Sweet, sweet. So now saying that, like, do you when you guys lose games per se, is there anything like you guys specifically talk about or do rather than when you win games? You know what I'm saying?
Usually yeah, usually after a loss, we try to touch on the things that really hurt us, and it always goes back to our defense. And if we didn't play well defensively, it's going to show in the score. So, like I said, we're built on defense. So I usually touch on that. But anything we're struggling on, we watch film, and just try to go back to the drawing table to make sure those things don't hurt us for the next game and games after that. So yeah, we just try to touch on the things we could have done better after a loss, and then go from there.
That's the way to do it. But hey, coach, thanks for coming in here and talking with me. I appreciate you, and good luck on your season. Yeah, playoffs start tonight. I'll be watching you. Hopefully, we can hook up and talk a little bit more later down the road. But coach, thank you so much for coming on here.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me, Matt. Thank you. Sorry for the connection
It's
problem
no
earlier,
problem.
but
It's no problem.
It's always good talking to you.
All right, coach. You have a good
All
day. All
right,
right.
have a great one.
You too.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, now everybody, we're gonna have our next guest on here very soon, but we're gonna take a quick break here, so we'll be right back, and then I'll bring him on. All right.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
As fine as the eye can see, the finest hardwoods from the finest trees. Made for your home and within your means, Baird Brothers will help fulfill your dreams. Let life and light come shining through in quiet morns and heavy traffic, too. Find your easy-to-afford fine hardwood floors and doors and more at BairdBrothers.com.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everybody. I got my special guest on here with me. He's been on air with me. He's been on the network before. This is Cole Burnett, senior of the Badger Braves boys team. Cole, thanks for coming on here with me, man. How are you?
Matt. Thank you for having me. I'm doing really good.
Good, man. Good. Where are you right now?
I'm currently in room 165 in the library at YSU.
Oh, jeez. You got enough time to stay on with me till 1 here today?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sweet. So how are things going here? I know you guys won last night, and the night before it was a tough game. So what was it like to bounce back here last night against Heartland Christian? And that first game against Heartland Christian was the way you lost was pretty bad. So
yeah.
What was that like?
I mean, you were there for that one. They got the buzzer beater. Donovan Mitchell watched kid from Heartland get the buzzer beater over us.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it was rough. That game, in the grand scheme of things, that game didn't mean much for tournament standings. It didn't mean much for anything other than our record. But obviously, it was nice to get back at them for them beating us. But I'm very glad we got the win. I sat that game. I didn't get a chance to play yesterday, but our boys pulled it out. We got number 34, Luke Reynolds, in foul trouble early. He picked up 2 in the first 2 minutes or something like that.
Okay, so you were pressuring them a lot. Okay, that's good. So how come you didn't play yesterday?
A little bit of load management.
Oh, okay.
Is what we'll call it. Just because for PV back-to-back, I'm a big guy. My knees can't handle very much.
Yeah.
I'm not as nimble as some of the freshmen out there. But
yeah, I definitely get that a lot. But the PV game, I know Coach might be watching this, but what went on there? I know it wasn't really the best showing of you guys, but if you want to go ahead and talk about it, you're more than welcome to.
I mean, they're a talented team.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We certainly didn't bring our A game, but a little bit of miscommunication on our part. We should have. There were certain things that we could have handled better defensively. They just seemed like they could get a lot on us. We struggled offensively rebounding. It's partially my bad. They're a talented group of guys.
Yeah.
But they played good. We didn't play our brightest game, but
yeah, and stuff like that happens. But I mean, you guys have been, you've had a couple of those humps during the season where you guys are okay, we got to get over it. Do you feel like you've gotten over that now? I mean, going into the tournament, how good do you guys feel going into this tournament? You play Fairport. I know what happened last time I was there. They had the buzzer beater, but you're at home, which is good.
Yeah,
you're at home.
That long distance certainly is a way to travel, but with tournaments right around the corner, you got to have a short memory when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, we as soon as that game ended, we worried about it that night. Then we came back ready for Heartland. It wasn't in any of our minds that the PV loss was out and gone. It's never good to have a big loss like that, but I feel like we recovered from it really well, especially with the win over Heartland.
Good. So, going into this postseason, personally, how are you doing? Like, what have you done to get better? And like, you're dealing with the knee problems and stuff like that. What are you gonna do to be like the best you can be, like 100%? Like, are you gonna be ready to go? Stuff like that. Are you gonna do certain stretches? Like, go ahead and give me the spiel.
Obviously, I've been doing more and more of my I've been putting more attention towards my knees. Like I haven't been doing very much strenuous stuff outside of like when it needs to, like outside of practice. I'm not doing like anything.
Okay.
I'm just giving it my all at practice. That's about it. But for getting ready, Fairport Fairport runs it. Fairport runs their team strange, in my opinion. They tend to think I'm better than I actually am. They, I mean, their coach is he's a nice guy. He's young and he does pretty well. He does a pretty good job, but he he tends to think I'm better at rebounding than I might actually be. So I remember like one time I was standing out in the corner and there was a guy like face guarding like out and I remember it exactly. Bradley went over and got the layup after because I wasn't in the paint, so I took one of their bigs out of the paint. Like they really try to focus in on me. It seems like to stop my rebounding abilities.
Mhm.
Which that's the thing. That's the reason why I love our team. Like last night, Duncan Moy,
Yeah. I saw the stat there. 21 rebounds, man,
21 rebounds. That's
with 38 points
he had 38.
or something. Maybe
I'm not
close to 30, something
I'm
like
not
that.
sure, but 21 rebounds, that's one shy of our record. That's the school's record. Like he was getting every single rebound. So that's just what I love about our team. Like, and I didn't get to see
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the stat sheet, but
Yes, coach texted me last night. 38 points and 21 rebounds for Duncan Moy last night.
and he had probably 3 blocks too. It was
Really.
he's putting up like 2K numbers right there.
So now going on talking about him, obviously he's a superstar. What's that like coming into practice every day and going in the game saying like, "Hey, I have Duncan on my team. He's gonna have my back, and I gotta have his back as well." Is that weight added on your shoulders, or is that kind of relief as well?
I'd say it's relief because you know that no matter what, Duncan's going to have a good game. Like, and that's what makes it so that it takes the pressure off of me. It takes the pressure off everybody on our team, really, because you have to put attention towards stopping him. If you don't give it your all, like trying to stop him, he's going to get a bucket on you. So it's a good way for it helps us all get open. Like we're always there to make sure that we're backing him up so that when they do collapse in on him, then we always have people out that are ready.
Sweet. So now I've been with you guys all season, pretty much. I've been with you everywhere. Home games, I've been on the bus with you. Oh, what has that meant to you guys? Like, hey, you got your own special type of, follower, you're like reporter, like, your media guy, like, especially me. I went to Badger. It's an honor to do that. But what has that been for you guys to be like, hey, Matt's here, we're going to be on camera. What's that been like? Have you guys been nervous on camera at all?
I wouldn't say nervous. It's more of like everyone loves you, Matt. We all appreciate you so much. Like it's just nice to have I love what YSN does for the community, like how they're there for the students. Like we don't get outside of YSN, we don't get very much coverage. No. So to be able to have YSN and just you especially go with us to the games, like I'm thinking of like the Conneaut games, like the Cavs Arena game.
Yeah.
Like what are some of the other, I went to St. John's?
Yeah, I went to St. John's as well.
Like, you're making those 45-hour trips. It's just so amazing what you guys do for the community. Like, I know other teams are like, I feel so bad for the teams that aren't affiliated with YSN that they don't get that coverage.
Yeah, and Badger's such a small school. Like, we don't have football. It's basketball and soccer.
Basketball's all we got. I mean, we're good at soccer. Our soccer team's good, but it's hard to cover.
Basketball is all we have. So we really got to push that tempo. Like, hey, I feel like we really got to throw Badger out there. So that's what I've been trying to do. Like, hey, look at Badger. That's why I like to have you guys on here as well. But going in like, what has been like, who has been like your biggest supporter here, like throughout your whole senior year, per se? Like, who's pushed you the most, whether it's your brother Carter, coach, any other player? Like, you can talk about that. Go ahead.
There's two trains of thoughts that I'm looking at. The first one is my senior brothers, my Brad and Alex.
Yeah.
Like, I want to just extend their season and make it the most memorable for them as long as possible, because I know they're in the same boat I am when it comes to not having many games left. Like, it's crazy to think that I might have one game left for the rest of my career.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. So they're definitely the ones pushing me hardest in practice. I'd say Duncan especially, he elevates us all. Like, he pushes us all to be great, to be at his level. Like, that's what I love about him.
Hmm.
And then when it comes to my family, like, my biggest supporters, 100% my parents. They're at every single one of my games. Like,
Yeah, they are. They
the
are.
game yesterday, I wasn't even playing, and they're there supporting the team, like making the 50-minute trip. Like, they're, no matter what's going on, they always find a way to make it to every game. But my brother especially, he's just a role model to me, man. Like, but my sister too. Like, I
Yeah.
touched on this last time with YSN. Like, my sister is the hardest worker I've ever seen when it
Sixth
comes to
grade, right? Sixth
sixth
grade.
grade.
And
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about her as well. Like, she's a hard worker, like just like all your brunettes are. Carter and now you. So,
Mhm.
what are we gonna get out of her when she comes up into high school in 3 or 4 years?
You know, at the rate she's going now, that group of girls, like, there's the main three that are just incredible. All three of them special in their own ways. But like Elena, don't get me wrong, the height helps, but she gets
Yeah,
every single rebound, and she makes her free throws. She was like 4 for 10 last game, which is good
yeah,
for sixth grade girls. But
yeah,
like, she, just watching her play, the heart that she has, like, she's diving for loose balls, all that, like, the most heart I've ever seen out of a sixth grader. That's like, I would love to have her on the sixth grade boys team that I coach for. Like, just the effort that she gives is just unmatched.
Now you talk about that. You help out with the sixth grade boys. Well, you really like basketball. Like, I get that. But what made you go like, hey, I want to help out the younger generation and stuff like that. I want to give them my tutelage and stuff like that. What made you just be like, hey, I want to go help you guys out?
That's actually something that Coach Upshire has been touching on a lot. Is he asked me and the other seniors at the start of the season, like, what legacy do you want to leave behind? And my biggest thing is, I just want to influence as many younger kids as I can to love the game.
Hmm.
Like, like, the thing that I love about our sixth grade boys is, I think, like, a third of the people on our team are ball boys. So I get to see
Yeah,
them every day. So, like, they help me. Like, Jack, our sixth grade boy,
yep,
he's the one who gets me my towel and my water every time out. So it's such a great feeling to get to see him succeed on the court. And I'm gonna love to see that group as they get older, like, as they start growing up and they're playing in high school. Like, it's a good group of guys, like, because a lot of my group were fifth graders, so they're gonna be returning. Like,
yeah.
I just want to make an impact on their life so that when they're in high school, they remember, and they would possibly want to do the same thing for sixth graders when they're my
Yeah.
age. Like,
Now,
just
is this something that you would like to continue possibly after you graduate? Would you still like to come back and coach young kids?
I I was asked this question actually earlier, and I said no. I said that I didn't want to, but
You thought
honestly,
about it.
I thought about it. Like, the more I think about it, like, I don't want to be done with basketball. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's, I'm obviously not good enough to play for Youngstown, but whether it's through coaching or like intramurals, like, I want basketball to be part of my life for my kids, especially, like, for younger kids. Like, I want to be there to influence it. Like, even like for my sister, just to be like a mentor for her. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not coaching, I still want to like stick with it and train, just to be around the sport. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, and I've known you've talked about coming on working for YSN too. Is that part of the reason why you just want to be around the game? Like, you love basketball so much, you want to try and find certain ways to stay around the game.
That's a big part of it, like, getting to see because YSN, like, you get to see all the big games, like,
Yeah.
that just being there and to be able to not only do you get to see the games, like, I would wanna go to the games even if I wasn't doing YSN, but to be able to provide a news outlet for the high schoolers where they wouldn't be getting that anywhere else. Like, to get to help them out while also getting to see a good a good game,
Yeah.
like, that would be really special.
So now there's a lot of things you can do like at YSU too. You can go play pickup games. I play pickup games there. You can join an intramural team, stuff like that. Will you
Mhm.
do stuff like that?
Um,
If you have time
I'm
with your
I'm thinking I'm thinking about doing it. They're pretty strict there. They didn't let me in because I'm not 18 yet. I need a parent's signature.
Oh
But
wow.
I was going there just to watch. Like, during the summer, I went, but I haven't been doing as much for my to preserve my knees, especially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I haven't been doing too much out there, but, like, as soon as the season's over, like, I'm gonna be playing at YSU or, like, pick up at Willow Park in Cortland.
Like
All my boys there. That's always fun.
sweet, sweet. So after you graduate, what's going to be the biggest thing that you remember? Like getting up every day, going to practice, stuff like that. Coaching the kids. Well, what's the biggest thing that you will remember?
Honestly, it's just, like, the going out after the big wins, like, just seeing everybody's reaction, just how excited everyone is after the wins. Like, those are just unforgettable moments. Like, after big wins, like, even, like, yesterday, I wasn't even playing, and it was just seeing the joy on people's faces after a close win,
Mhm.
like, it's unmatched. It's it's one of the greatest feelings in the world, 100% to
Well, it
get.
really is. And, I get a part of that when I'm calling you guys too, I feel the pain. Like when you guys lose nail biters, I feel that pain. I've almost like thrown tantrums after games, like, oh my God, and then when you pull wins off, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's weight lifted, stuff like that. So, like, I feel that with you guys as well, like, calling you guys all year long. But
Mhm.
and it's gonna get really intense going into in this postseason as well
That's
too.
for
Like,
sure, yeah.
but last year you guys were a 9 seed. You did all right during the year. I think you finished around that 500 mark, but you didn't have a
Mhm.
lot of pressure on you. And you went in and you won. You pulled off some big wins in the tournament. I remember the Lisbon game. I
That was a
remember,
that was an amazing
yeah,
game.
I remember that game. But I also remember the loss against St. Thomas as well, uh, which was in the district semifinals.
Mhm.
But this year, do you feel like there's a little bit more extra weight added on, like more pressure?
100%. Like, last year was nice because it was kinda like I
Like,
don't wanna
we
say,
have
like,
nothing to lose.
yeah, exactly,
Now
like,
this year, it's a little
nobody
bit more.
nobody expected us. Like, we played I think they were one seed behind us, Jackson Milton. We got the win over them, then we went to Lisbon, played the game there,
Yeah,
and that was another really good game, like,
yeah.
so going into the game for district semis, like, nobody expected us to even put up a fight. I think they beat us by 15 or
15,
something.
15. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, like, and even still, like, that was a successful season that we made it that far while being, like, a 500 team.
Mhm.
Like, but this year being where we're at, I think we're what, 17-5, I think,
Yeah, in that
something like
area,
that.
something like that. Yeah,
Like, going into it, like, even though we lost to Fairport, we are expect like, I know there's a lot more pressure on me specific, like,
yeah.
and to know that we have the potential to be a district finals team, like a district champion team, to know that we're at that level is very, very nerve-wracking.
What are you guys gonna do? Like you in particularly, but like you and Brad and even Duncan and
Mhm.
even Bryce Gross. What are you guys gonna do to just channel that in? Like to not let that pressure overlap you guys. Let's go out there and continue to you have fun because when you guys are having fun, like you guys are unstoppable. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do just to keep that at bay? Like
Like,
not let it get at you.
I feel like you almost have to embrace it. Like, you
Yeah.
have to know that this is what, like, it really steps up the level at practice. Like you have to be practicing at a championship level. Like you have to be giving everything at that level of what people expect. Like if you're gonna want to, if you want to be in the district champion, you have to. If you want to be the district champion, you have to practice like a district championship team. Like you have to give it your all. Like this is it. Like you have to. I don't know. I feel like you have to embrace it and
Okay.
go
Okay.
with it.
Now, has anybody helped you embrace that? Like coaches in particular. Like I know Upshire's there, but how about like the assistant coaches? I've seen a couple of your practices. I've seen Coach Moy out there. I've seen Coach Greaves, even in games, can get likes to go off and hype people up. So, like, if you want to talk about that, like, what coach has been a huge part for you?
I mean, Kenneth Griever, he's an amazing guy. He's one of the
Yeah.
people that makes our practices fun. He like specializes with the posts, with the bigs, so that makes it like
Yeah.
we have a close bond. He almost feels like, even though he's a coach, like we almost have like he feels like a brother to me. He might
I was
not
just
say the
gonna
same
say
thing
that.
if you ask him.
Oh, I know. He'll totally like, be like, "Oh, Cole stinks," like whatever. Like I can take Cole to the whole like he like almost like bullies you guys a little bit, but
He-
in a fun way.
Yeah, but
So
he's a great guy though. Like he
yeah,
messes around with us at practice, but I know he has our backs. Like just seeing
yeah,
what he does like outside, like I would want him in my corner 100% of the time. Just what he does for the team. Like he came into it being the new guy. This is his first year here,
yeah,
but he absolutely is like he's part of the team. Like he's
yeah,
like he really feels like he's one of us. Like, and another thing is our other assistant coaches. We have John Moy.
yeah.
He was my coach when I was in like.
He was he was also my coach when I was in 5th or 6th grade. So like I know he can really voice his opinion a lot, and he can really put you guys to work as he continued to do that. I assume.
It's like this is his first year back. Like
Yeah,
he I've had him from like as long as I can remember. He's been my coach for BYBA. So just having all the memories like rush back of being like don't get me wrong, I was never good during the BYBA days,
yeah.
but his coaching style is like still the same. Like I love what he does for our offense. He likes to keep it moving. Like he's definitely an amazing addition to our team, and I'm grateful that he's here.
Sweet, sweet. So
And
go ahead, go ahead.
then lastly, Coach Carr, I feel like I relate to him a lot because he's also a center, or he was when he was in high school.
Yeah,
Like he's just such a nice guy, and he was my coach freshman year. He was our back when we had a freshman team. Like it's crazy to think that we had a freshman team and now we only have 3 seniors. Like we had enough for a whole team then, but just he looks out for us all the time. Like he really cares for us. He's an amazing coach.
and Dusty Carr is a Badger guy at heart. He graduated from Badger. He's been coaching there for years.
Like he's been here for 20 some years, and
Yeah, 20 plus years easily.
what
So
he's done for the program is just
yeah,
amazing.
so he shows a lot of heart. Coming, I remember he coached girls basketball for years.
Mhm.
So when his when his daughters played, so.
Yeah.
To bring that now to you guys, just to keep pushing that, what is that like? Have you really seen the commitment by these coaches? Like they're here, like they've been here. So
Like
they're not just here just to play. Here like, oh, we're here to coach. Like they're committed just as much as you guys are. What does that mean to you guys? Like you got a lot of committed coaches on your side to back
like
you up,
one
even
of
with Ken, who's been there a year. So
one of my more recent memories that I have is just like Coach Carr. All of our coaches are there like Saturday mornings for BYBA. Like they don't have to be there, and they're there supporting, like watching Coach Upshire's son. Like the other coaches, like come all. Like Coach Griever, I know he lives in McDonald. He comes all the way out just to watch Coach's son play on Saturday mornings. Like, or Coach Carr is working in the concession stand with us. Like, we're out there being idiots back with like the pretzel sprayer squirt gun to miss them. You can like adjust the cap so you can squirt people, and we're out in the kitchen like playing tag with.
I can only imagine that.
And he's in there like helping on it. Like I know nobody wants to be there Saturday morning working the concession stand, and yet all of our coaches are still there. Like it's a full-time job. Like they're there every single day at inconvenient times. Like They're all troopers.
Yes. Well, Cole, we're wrapping up here on the show. A couple more questions for you. What has been the funnest experience for you throughout your Badger career? Like, what have you most memorized? Like, just playing, or just whether it's off the court or like off court function, anything like that.
I think one of the biggest things is just playing with my brother and seeing like one of my biggest memories is our senior night against Fairport last
Yeah.
year. I think you remember this moment
Yeah.
when first play we ran a play where it's a lob for Carter and
Yeah.
he caught it first play of senior night, catches it, throws it down with the broken arm.
Yes, I definitely remember that. That clip is on YSN. It's still on there. He had the cast on, came down, and just slammed it. I'm like, oh my god! And I mean, I remember Upchart coming over and being like, hey, if they're in that 2-3 zone, they're running that zone that they did. First pass is gonna be to Carter. I'm like, okay, so I'm watching. I'm like, oh god, they're running it. They're running that 3-2 zone. And next thing you know, I just see him flying through the air, and I almost called it before it happened because I was so excited. So
Yeah.
I feel your excitement there. But what going on in this year? What has been like your key moment? Like, what has been your key play? Like, I've called you the Magic Man a couple times here and there, but it's worn off a little bit. You better get on that. But what has been like your key moment? Like I remember you took a 3-point shot, like it didn't go in, but like stuff like that you'll never forget.
I can't think of a specific highlight. But one of my biggest memories was the rivalry game against Matthews.
Yeah.
The most recently at Matthews. That was a big one for me, just because just the rivalry's been there for what it just seems like the rivalry's been going on for a couple of years, so it's
It's
obviously
been
nice to
going
get
on
out
for
there.
years, man, for years.
Yeah. Any win against Matthews is a good win, but both teams fought really hard. Like it was an amazing game. Like we had the lead, they cut the lead. Like I have a lot of respect for the kids on the Matthews team. They're all, especially like one of my favorite players, just to watch. I love his play style, like Ethan Pitek.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
a great kid. Like I have a lot of respect for him, especially.
Sweet. So one more question for you, and then we'll finish up here. Where do you see you guys like finishing up? I know you talked about that a little bit before, but wherever you guys go, like whatever happens, like will you be all right with that outcome? Like will you be okay? Like something like that,
I've been saying this since the start of the year. I want to be a district champion.
Yeah.
I've seen 3 district championships, and I've seen 3 Badger district championships, and I've seen Badger lose all 3.
Yep.
I've seen I believe it was my 7th or 8th grade year, the 2018-2019 Braves at Grand Valley lost to Bristol.
Yeah.
And I remember just being in that gym. Like Grand Valley's gym is huge, and it was just packed. Like people standing all along the walls. I remember I sat on the stairs, like just seeing how the community comes out. And then for soccer, like we've made it to the district championship 2 times now. And I have 2 medals at home that say runner up. And it's just been a goal of mine, and it's been a goal of my teammates for all this time we want to be district championships, and we're not going to stop until that happens.
Sweet. And you guys have the heart to do it, and I'm going to be right here along you guys to the end of the road. So hopefully that end of the road is districts, and hey, you never know beyond. You never know what will happen in this game. I've seen strange things, especially with this Badger team. So you never know what's going to happen. But hey, cool. Thanks for coming on here with me and talking to me. I'll be at Badger tonight. Everybody, I'll be there. Call the girls versus Valley Christian in round 1 of their playoffs. They should have a good run. They have a good shot at districts as well. So that should be a good game here tonight. I'll be there.
Katie Grex had I think 27 points away from her 1,000. That'll be a good one.
Sweet. So that'll be something to see. We'll try and get Katie on here as well. That'll be cool. Maybe that further down the road. But hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in here with Talk More with Matt Morrison. We'll see y'all Friday. I have something special cooking up for you guys Friday. Hopefully it can work out fine. But hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later.